Over 450 punishing competition kilometres, 2 super tough days of racing, state, national and international competitors. This is the Black Diamond Drilling Kalgoorlie Desert Race. The historic West Australian mining town of Kalgoorlie to play host to this inaugural event. A long time in the planning, with hundreds of hours of preparation, the massive workload about to be put to the test. The criteria for the race simple: create a true desert-style event to include auto and moto divisions, the likes of which not seen in WA. A great spread of cars and bikes across several classes to line up for the 2017 running. When it came to the competition course itself, the design team's options were endless. Fast station tracks, tight, twisty tree-lined sections, even a spectacular dry lake run. The result, kilometre after kilometre of exciting and challenging desert-style tracks making up the race loop. With a 5-year plan in place, this 2017 running would already tick several important boxes. It has attracted a quality field including an international entrant, various national teams and the top crews from Western Australia. This year's event will also be contested as a dual status race, being the final round of the West Australian Off-Road Championship. The series is poised for a brilliant finish with 2 teams fighting it out for the state title. Jared Percival and Nav Darren Beckett locked into this final battle with the crew of Yardley and Davis. The building of a project of this magnitude is not possible without substantial support. The Kalgoorlie-Boulder Shire, among many, quickly recognising the significance of this event and jumping on board.
It's one of many events that we're putting on and supporting or sponsoring that will bring focus to Kalgoorlie and will help in the overall growth of our economy. We really believe this is one of those events that will grow over time. We're pretty happy with the first year's results and we'll back the organisers to make it a great event in the future.
Stay with us. After the break, history being made with the inaugural running of the Black Diamond Drilling Kalgoorlie Desert Race. Plenty of dirt action. Don't go away. A 20-kilometre prologue section set down to determine the all-important start order for the opening loop. Major dramas for one of the outright auto favourites, the Out of Bounds racing team, with power steering problems. Their Geyser Brothers truck not turning a wheel in anger, they'll be seated for the opening loop. No such issues for Schiller and Trewella. They powered the 971 machine to a time of 11 minutes 51 to lead the auto list. Second quickest team Showen, driver Troy pushing his SS Hustler Pro buggy across the distance, 20 seconds off the lead pace. Another very spectacular example of these awesome pro buggies. This is single-seater man Richard Crabb, a very good run, 3rd fastest. First of the pro lights, Jared Percival taking 4th. A great effort from Dean Terry in his Superlight B, 8th quickest. Missing from the top 10, local Adam Flanagan, his trophy truck with brake issues and unable to complete the prologue. He, another to be seated for the opening loop. The Moto division next and looking to set themselves for a good start position. Andy Brack making his intention clear, setting fastest time. He, however, not having it all his own way as a super tussle for the top 3 spots developed. The 257 machine of Danny Massey Wilson just 3 seconds off the pace. KTM man Michael Burgess in attack mode, 4 seconds further back in 3rd. A good clean run for the quickest quad rider Dylan Richards, 5th outright his time. Eighth fastest for the Mount Vetter Station's Ben Stevens, the very experienced Paul Nappy grabbing 10th. Section 1 of this massive event, 156 kilometres of tough desert landscape. Prologue winner Scott Schiller wasted no time getting into his groove, his race tech hustler, on song and looking the goods. First on the road means pioneering as far as this brand new track is concerned. The crew of the 971 machine ticking all the boxes, keeping up the pace and finishing with a clean run. 1 hour, 39 minutes and 50 seconds, the benchmark for the chasing pack. Thanks to their issue on Prologue, the 413 trophy truck of Robinson and Hutt started out of a lowly 9th place after being seeded. A big task, not only needing to deal with this super challenging track, but the added difficulty of overtaking in the dust. Not far into the lap and traffic already. Robinson quick to pass. A brilliant start to their comeback, putting in a huge effort, completing the day just 2 minutes shy of the leader. New Zealander Richard Crabb in the ex-Hayden Bentley single-seater, another with a good run on this opening day. Although sidelined here for a short time with an electrical gremlin, the 98 car would refire and get to the finish in 3rd place outright. The show and combination, a time of 1 hour, 49 minutes and 34 seconds, good enough for a 4th place. This, after copping a 5-minute penalty for a prologue incident. Testament to just how close the racing would be, the battle for 5th, 6th and 7th separated by just 11 seconds. The Mark V Southern Cross of the Kramers, 5th, with the state title battle between Yardley and Percival, amazingly just 1 second between the two cars. Adam Flanagan, another of the front team starting down the order, after leaving the line in 16th place, he carved through the field and into the top 10 before losing time with a puncture and eventually finishing 10th. Mark Murray, quickest in the extreme 4-wheel drive class, with Mick French and Karina Graham, the leading performance 2-wheel drive. The always spectacular Jeremy Lear, fastest of the Super 1650s, Mark Wainwright leading the Superlight A division. What a run from the Terry combination in their Superlight B, quickest in the class and a great effort to be 9th outright. Straight down to business for the Prologue frontman Andy Brack. He had pushed hard over the unforgiving terrain, setting a cracking pace. 1 hour, 47 minutes and 22 seconds the time to beat. A good, clean run by this tough competitor. On board his 500cc KTM, Michael Burgess would clock the next quickest time, setting the scene for the battle to come, his lap just 28 seconds off the quickest. Settling into a good rhythm early, the 15 bike of Gavin Cullen was next in line, 1 minute and 19 seconds back from Burgess. From his 6th place start position, Damon Meyer jumped 2 spots to be 4th fastest. And a big ride for Jack Campbell coming from his 11th place to close out the top 5. And on 4 wheels, the first quad man Dylan Richards, a big ride to lead the category and put himself into a fine 7th place outright. Ben Stevens joining the top 10 with a consistent run. Local man Paul Nappy also pleased with his effort, rewarded with 8th spot. Unfortunately, drama for the 2nd place prologue runner Danny Massey Wilson, a no-show at the finish line. This tough course also taking the scalp of 9th quickest prologue rider Brendan Orlandi. Trouble as well for Fraser Delabosca after a fine 7th in prologue, issues on track dropping him to 15th place. More action and dramas to come in day 2 of this massive event. This is the inaugural running of the Black Diamond Drilling Kalgoorlie Desert Race. With over 300 competition kilometres still to tackle, day 2 of the Black Diamond Drilling Kalgoorlie Desert Race was sure to be a big one. Auto leaders Schiller and Truella pushing to keep the gap back to the charging Robinson. It all looked to plan. However, at checkpoint 3, the 971 machine was pulled to the side of the road and out of the event. Disaster for the crew, with driver Scott Schiller unable to continue due to a reoccurring health issue. The Robinson Hutt pairing now with a clean air run smashed through the course. Their Geyser Brothers trophy truck in its element on these tough desert-style events. Their run seemed to be well on track until late in the lap. Issues for the 413 machine, off song and running on 7 cylinders. They managed to complete the loop and lead the event. The engine problem would, however, need serious attention in the lunchtime service. Unfortunately for Kiwi Richard Crabb, more mechanical issues dropped him down the order. That aside, he another super pleased with the event and especially the challenging track layout.
Oh, it's wicked. No, it's wicked. I mean, it's one of those tracks where there's fast sections where we were running this morning. We had a speedo app in here. We're running over 200k an hour down the fence line. And then there's other parts where you're down in second gear between trees. So if you go to sleep, it's going to bite you, but fantastic driver's track. Yeah, no, I recommend it.
A big run from Mal Yeardley in his South African-built back Prolite, second quickest for the loop. Another with a better run, Adam Flanagan, third fastest, although that was with issues. His Chev-powered truck with brake problems. Jared Percival, fourth spot, and keeping his state title battle well and truly alive. The Donny Extreme two-wheel drive making up the top 5. The Kramers holding 6th and the Pro Buggy class lead. Jeremy Lear still the fastest Super 1650. Wainwright the lead Super Light A. The Terry combo dropping away from the lead in the Super Light B class after a troubled lap. Jason Johnson now heading that group. The production 4-wheel drive class back on the timesheets after issues on Saturday's loop. Graham Benting with the top spot. No letting up for Andy Bragg, the lead moto rider, taking up where he left off on day 1. More fast, consistent pace from this guy on board his Husqvarna. Bragg in total control with a brilliant ride and fastest by 1 minute and 40 seconds at lap's end. Continuing the pressure, another good run for second place rider Michael Burgess, keeping his KTM on track and on a very good pace. Still trailing the leader by just over 2 minutes, he however has opened up a 5-minute gap back to third place. The number 15 of Gavin Cullen putting together a consistent second loop. It's easy to forget that this will now be over 300 kilometres of competition the riders have endured, and there's still another lap to contest. Third quickest and maintaining his third spot. Ben Stevens once again putting in a big effort. He'd grab a couple of spots up the leaderboard, finishing in 4th place. After missing from the lap 1 results, Danny Massey Wilson made the distance for this second section, taking 5th place. A bit of a slip for the leading quad rider Dylan Richards, the young gun having a troubled section, dropping to 13th place. He, however, is still on top of the class. Playing a dual role, Justin Stevens would not only contest this tough track on board his KTM, but he would in fact provide it. The Mount Vetters station owner playing a pivotal role in establishing this awesome event.
Yeah, I mean, the old cliche, it's a team event, but yeah, our part in it was obviously with the pastoral station. That most of the track is on the pastoral lease, but you know, we're fully supportive of the guys in the desert race.
After some brilliant work from the team, the Out of Bounds Racing's trophy truck would take to the course for the final loop, albeit with only 7 cylinders fully operational. With a lead of over 20 minutes, they could afford to nurse it through. However, the risk of totally destroying the engine was a very real one. Robinson and co-driver Hutt, they would not only bring the 413 machine home, they would still be the quickest on this last loop and take the event win by 30 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. We had some dramas coming into Saturday, so it's been a tough weekend, and the boys did a good job getting us out for this last section.
Having competed across the nation and internationally on a huge variety of races, high praise for the event and its organisers from this very experienced team.
They did a really good job. The track's really good. Obviously Kalgoorlie gets behind it, so it's a good town to host an event from. It's it's a very similar sort of town to Alice Springs, so it's got that same sort of Fink feel, which is good. And yeah, the guys have done a great job.
A calculated drive from the crew of Percival and Beckett with the WA title on the line. Second outright, earning them enough points to clinch the state title.
Yeah, that last lap was probably one of the hardest laps I've done. I've never heard so many noises and vibrations coming through the car. I clipped a tree 500 metres in and I thought I ripped the wheel off and I thought that was it.
Another crew very impressed with the level of professionalism in the operation of this event.
They've put on a great event. They've got some big plans. They're on the right track with the track itself. I think they can make this bigger and better and one of the best events in Australia.
The 932 crew of the Kramer pairing upped the ante on this final loop with third fastest. Their combined time securing the number 3 spot on the podium. More great results from the top 10 finishers. The extreme two-wheel drive of the Donny combination 4th, Jake Lucas 5th in his single-seater Pro Light. For the Moto division, the final 156k loop proved to be extremely challenging. Motorsport is a very cruel game, and for the leader Andy Bragg, disaster on this final loop with a broken chain leaving him stranded. Trailing Bragg by 2 minutes and 8 seconds, KTM rider Michael Burgess took over the lead and rode a control lap to take out this historic event. The long haul across the country from Victoria, well worth the effort, a brilliant job. Michael, super pleased.
I just really enjoyed it. It's I'm feeling for Bracky, who was out in front most of the time. He was the quickest boy all weekend, but I was hunting him down on the last lap there. But yeah, things didn't go his way. He snapped a chain, and yeah, so it was good. I limped my bike home. I had a few issues going on with it, but yeah, we got home and took out the P1. So it's awesome. The course itself, the layout is unreal. So I recommend it to anyone. It's that much fun. I had a ball. Sometimes I forgot I was racing and just thought I was just out there mixing it with mates and having a ball. But yeah, very good layout.
For this experienced rider, major accolades for this new event to the calendar.
I'd put it right up there with Fink, but obviously, the competitors, they've got to get here. So hopefully the word gets out and people come and have some fun.
After prologuing 4th and running the opening loops in the top 3, Gavin Cullen's excellent work rate rewarded him with a fine second place outright.
Yeah, very, very happy indeed. Far exceeded my expectations, to be honest. I just come to have a go and see how we went, and the track sort of suited my riding style a little bit, just sitting down a lot, a bit lazy really, but I ended up standing up more than I normally do, to be honest, just to keep the power on and hit some of those square edges, and things started whooping up a little bit out there, but there was plenty of spots to sit down and go fast and get your energy back. It was really good.
A monster event for the Moto division, the top 10 well and truly earning their spot on this inaugural race. Mount Vetta's Station's Ben Stevens, a brilliant 4th place. He and Dad Justin super pleased to be involved.
Having something close to home was a big thing. It's such a big town, and we've got a lot of support around this area, and a lot of bike riders, a lot of good riders too, especially in WA. And we want to make something happen. So, like Frenchie and all the boys who organised it helped out. They all say hopefully we'll make history here, and it's going to be a big event.
Experienced campaigner and Kalgoorlie local Paul Nappy, 6th outright on board his CRF Honda.
She's crazy fast. Yeah, no, it's good. It's got a lot of variety, a lot of lake country, a lot of high speed stuff, and yeah, no, it can catch you out. She can be brutal.
For young gun Dylan Richards, a spectacular run, fastest quad and a brilliant 9th outright. He'd push his machine to the limits, setting some super quick times. A spectacular running of this massive event, history being made with huge praise for the event